What's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm going to be doing a Blue Eyes White Dragon Invoked deck profile. So I'm really excited to do this one for you guys because this deck is an extremely powerful deck that takes normal summon Alistair to a whole new level. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon down in the description below for all those awesome rewards. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight on into this. So first off, we're playing 2 copies of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. 2 copies is amazing for this build because it gives you so many combos in this deck. This card is an amazing boss monster and an extremely nostalgic card, but I feel like 2 copies is really all you need for this build. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, which is actually my favorite Blue Eyes card ever created, and definitely comment down below what your favorite Blue Eyes card is as well. But this card is amazing because it helps protect your other cards from being destroyed by card effects, and it can easily summon itself out to your side of the field using its effect. We then play 3 copies of Maiden of White. Maiden of White is amazing in this build because it helps you get to your copy of True Light, with the ability that you can actually send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard to place a True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard face up in your spell and trap card zone. And also, if you special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card's in the graveyard, you can actually special summon this card to your side of the field, which is an awesome ability to instantly get this card out on your side of the field alongside a Blue Eyes, so you can step into some synchro plays. We then play 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. Sage is definitely a 3 of in the build because this card is one of the best summons in the entire deck. Because when this card is normal summoned, you can actually add a level 1 Light Tuner from your deck to your hand, meaning you can search out your copy of Maiden, or you can even search out an Effect Veiler, which is absolutely crazy. We then play 3 copies of Alistair the Invoker. Alistair is an amazing normal summon in just about every deck, but especially in this deck. This card has the ability, when this card is normal summon, you get to add an invocation from your deck to your hand, which is going to help you step into a copy of Makaba, but you can also use this card as a link material to step into the Blue Eyes Link monster, which is absolutely crazy. So normal summoning out your copy of Alistair is actually full combo and helps you summon out a copy of Makaba as basically like your 3rd summon, which is absolutely insane to basically make it so you're Nibiru proof when you're going into your combos. So this card is amazing in this build and just helps you out a lot in this deck. We then play a single copy of Bestial Magnamut. Magnamut is definitely a 1 of in the build and helps out a lot in this deck because this card helps you search out your dragon cards, but also this card is an amazing hand trap with the ability that you can actually target a light or dark monster in either player's grave and banish it, and when you special summon this card in your hand, and it's a quick effect if your opponent controls a monster, and if it's special summoned, you can activate this effect that during the end phase this turn, you can actually add a dragon monster from your deck or graveyard to your hand, which is an amazing ability to instantly add something like a Blue Eyes, a Jet Dragon, or even a copy of Druis Worm, which is a great card to help you spot remove cards off the field. We then play 3 copies of Ash Blossom. Ash Blossom's definitely a 3 of in the build to basically just stop your opponent from touching the deck. We then play 3 copies of Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler is really good in this build to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects, plus this card is searchable off of Sage and Wishes, which is so cool about this card. We then play 3 copies of Nibiru. Nibiru is really good as a 3 of in the build to basically just break your opponent's board, and it's very easy to actually out the Nibiru token in this deck. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get in to the spells. So for the spells, we're going to start with a single copy of Terraforming. Terraforming is definitely a 1 of in the build to help us get to our copy of Magical Meltdown. We then play a single copy of Called by the Grave. Called by the Grave is really good in the deck as a 1 of to basically just stop your opponent's hand traps while you're going in for all of your plays. We then play a single copy of Mausoleum of White. Mausoleum is definitely a 1 of the deck and an awesome combo piece that actually gives us an additional normal summon of a level 1 Light Tuner monster, which is a great ability, plus this card is a Foolish Burial for a Blue Eyes White Dragon. You can even search this card off of the effect of your copy of your Blue Eyes Link monster, making it super easy to get to this card. We then play a single copy of Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons. This card helps us summon out a Blue Eyes monster to our side of the field, with the ability that you can special summon in the defense position a Blue Eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment, but if you do not control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can only summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon with this card's effect. And the only downside of this card is after you activate this card, you cannot special summon from the X deck for the rest of the turn, except for dragon monsters, but that's totally fine, because by the time you activate this card, you're usually going to already have summoned out your copy of Makaba to your side of the field. We then play a single copy of Invocation. Invocation is really good in the deck as a 1-0 to help us go in for a copy of Makaba. It's just an absolutely insane card, but I feel like one copy is really all you need in the deck because it's very easy to recycle, and your copy of Alistair will search it out when you summon it to your side of the field, so one copy is really all you need in this deck. We then play a single copy of Synchro Rumble. Synchro Rumble is really cool in this deck as a 1-0 to be able to search off the Crimson Dragon, as this card lets you target a tuner or a level 7 or 8 dragon synchro monster in your grave and special summon in defense position, which is a great ability to instantly bring back a tuner to your side of the field to help you go in for more synchro plays. We then play 3 copies of Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Wishes is absolutely broken and definitely a 3-of in the deck. This card lets you discard a card to add a level 1 light tuner and a spell or trap that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand, instantly grabbing the exact card you need on this card's effect, and this card can even search out Effect Veiler, meaning it can search out hand traps, which is absolutely crazy. This card also helps you summon out your copy of Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon with the ability that you can actually banish this card from your graveyard, target a Blue Eyes White Dragon you control, and equip a Blue Eyes monster from your X deck to it as an equip spell that gives it 400 attack points, making it so that you can equip your copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon to a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and then just tribute it to summon out your copy of Tyrant Dragon, which is absolutely crazy. We then play 3 copies of Magical Meltdown. Magical Meltdown is definitely a 3-of in the build to be able to search out our copy of Alistair and also protect our fusion plays, but this card is absolutely insane in the deck and very easy to get to, and it's just a really cool 3-of in the build. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get in to the traps. So for the traps, we're going to start with 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is definitely a 3-of in the build to basically just stop your opponent's monster effects and also lock down entire columns of spells and traps. We then play a single copy of True Light. True Light is definitely a 1-of in the build and an amazing combo piece in this deck. This card has the insane ability that your opponent cannot target Blue Eyes White Dragon in your monster zone with card effects. And also, this card has 2 amazing abilities. You can activate one of these effects per turn to either special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or your graveyard, or set a spell or trap directly from your deck that specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon in its text with a different name from cards you control and in your graveyard, which is such a powerful ability to get to the exact card you need, like a copy of Wishes. We then play a single copy of Majesty of the White Dragons. This card is absolutely insane in the deck to help you basically set this card to your side of the field so you can pop cards on the field. I think you show up to 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in your hand or face them in the monster zone or graveyard, and then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls, helping you pop up to 2 cards in this deck, which is absolutely crazy to be able to pop multiple cards on the field using our copy of Majesty. So that's it for the main deck, guys. Let's get in to the extra deck. So for the extra deck, we're going to start off with Invoked Makaba. Makaba is definitely a 2-of in the build and very easy to summon in this deck, but this card is basically a walking negate and it's so easy to summon in this build. All you have to do is normal summon out your copy of Alistair, search Invocation, link away your copy of Alistair for the new Blue Eyes Link monster, search out Mausoleum, and then once you do, you can actually use Mausoleum to send a Blue Eyes to the graveyard, and then after you do that, you can very easily tribute your copy of Blue Eyes, the Blue Eyes Link monster on the field to be able to summon Blue Eyes back to your side of the field, then simply activate Invocation to banish the Blue Eyes Link monster plus Alistair from the graveyard to be able to make your copy of Makaba, which is super easy to basically make it so you're Nibiru proof when you're going in for your plays. But this card is amazing in the deck because depending on what you have in your hand depends on what you can negate, but this deck makes it super easy to negate cards like Nibiru, which is very important for this deck. With my single copy of the big Invoked Towers, this card is really good as a 1-of in the build. As if this card is special summon or a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, you can actually target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And it also has a really cool ability once per turn. You can actually banish fusion monster from the grave, and this card gains attack equal to the banished monster's attack until the end of the opponent's turn, which is a pretty cool effect to be able to use to make this card absolutely massive to go in for game. We have my single copy of Tyrant Dragon. Tyrant Dragon is very easy to summon in this build, especially with the effect of Wishes. Being able to equip your copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate, one of your Blue Eyes, and then summon out this card using its own effect. This card also going to attack all monsters your opponent controls once each and once per turn. At the end of the damage step, if this card battled, you can actually target a trap in the grave and set it back to your spell and trap card zone, meaning you can easily roll through multiple copies of your copy of Majesty or even recover cards like Imperm from the graveyard off the effect of Tyrant. We then land a single copy of Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. This card is amazing to be able to use your copy of Wishes to be able to equip to a Blue Eyes, so you can basically summon out your copy of Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. We're never summoning this card because you don't play 3 Blue Eyes in this deck. You're basically just using it with the effect of Wishes to summon out Tyrant. We then play a single copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. This card is really good as a 1-of in the build and super easy to summon off of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, but it's absolutely amazing in this deck to be able to summon because this card is actually a walking negate, and also your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard, which is really cool. We then play 3 copies of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon is an amazing card and can actually tag itself out for your copy of Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon or your copy of the Crimson Dragon, which is so cool. But this card is amazing in the deck because neither player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time, and once per turn during either player's turn, when an effect is activated in the graveyard, you can actually negate that activation, and during either player's turn, you can tribute this Synchro Summon card to be able to special summon a Light Dragon type Synchro monster from your X check and defense position, except another copy of this card, but destroyed during the end phase of this turn, which is a great ability to be able to use to instantly bring out a monster to your side of the field. We then play a single copy of the Crimson Dragon. Crimson Dragon is really good in this deck because it helps you summon out a bunch of different cards, and it's really good in this deck to be able to summon out to your side of the field because you can actually search out your copy of Synchro Rumble. We then play a single copy of the Stardust Divine Dragon. So this card is very interesting in Blue Eyes decks and is a really cool card overall, as this card is a really cool effect that the first time each card you control would be destroyed by card effect each turn or by battle, it is not destroyed. So when you summon out one of your big dragons to your side of the field using the effect of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, it will actually not destroy itself because of your copy of Divine Dragon on your side of the field, which is amazing. Plus this card is actually a walking negate, which is absolutely insane. So this card is definitely a 1-of in the build. With my single copy of Cosmic Blazar. Cosmic Blazar is extremely helpful in this deck to basically just summon as a walking negate, and it helps out a lot in this build to be able to summon, which is just really cool because this card negates so many different card effects, and it's easy to summon out with the effect of the Crimson Dragon. We then play a single copy of Hieratic Seal. Hieratic Seal is just very easy to summon this build to basically just spin cards off the field. Plus you can easily summon out a copy of Magnemite or your copy of Jet Dragon to your side of the field off this card's effect. We then play 2 copies of Spirit with Eyes of Blue. Spirit is really good as a 2-of in the build and helps out a lot in this deck, as this card actually searches out a copy of Mausoleum when it's summoned out to your side of the field, and also you can actually tribute this card on your side of the field to be able to special summon a Blue Eyes monster from your hand or grave, which is a great effect to instantly bring back a Blue Eyes White Dragon off this card's effect. So, that's it for the deck, guys. I would enjoy it. This deck is super fun to be able to play and one of the most powerful versions of Blue Eyes. I do have a bunch of different Blue Eyes builds on the channel, so you should definitely check those out. We have a bunch of them since the structure deck came out, and I do have a lot more planned on the channel. But if you guys have never played a Blue Eyes Invoked deck before, you should definitely give this deck a try because it's absolutely crazy. So, that's good for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell there so you can become part of the notification squad, and we'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.